The GICON Group is an engineering company. The core business is to make engineering work in the field of permit engineering, of process engineering, in the field of oil, of energy, of renewables. And the second leg of the company is to make R&D, to develop our own technologies, to bring new technologies on the market based on our experience we've got with our engineering. Around about 75% of the worldwide wind potential is in deep water. So we knew that we have to have a solution for deep water.
The most important in production of energy is how much are the costs from the point of investment and from the point of operating costs. We compared it with other productions, for example, with normal foundations. We found out that it is below 10 cents per kilowatt hour, euro cent of course. Compared with others, they have more than 12, 13, 14 euro cents, other foundations.
Four-leg structure we choose has advantages concerning the stability during the floating process, the towing process of the structure, and also during the extreme loads under production and wind loads.
The first tests focused on the principal design, respectively on the principal behavior of the whole system. Based on the experience on the first tests, we proved our system again with tests to see if our calculation models are correct.
At the moment we are going to build the full-scale system based on the results of the model tests.
The complexity of our work was to qualify on the workers for the offshore work. We had to learn to get the highest standard of quality. It's a huge motivation for me and for my colleagues.
If you go offshore and you want to have a construction there, you need environmental impact assessments, and so you have to know what's going on. I think it's very important to get an impression of the marine environment from the first stage, before construction, during construction and after construction.
Delivering the basic information about life in the ocean, in the seafloor, what type of organisms we will find living within the sediment, on top of the sediment, and also fish that would prey on these organisms. So it gives you an insight about the entire ecosystem. It's very important for people to understand what they do not see within the sea. They're important creatures for the nutrient web, for example, and for the environment that are living in the water column. And eventually it's also important to get the understanding, okay, what type of habitat they do prefer, and for that we would do underwater video research and towing an underwater video system.
On the one hand, we can make the whole construction on site. That means the turbine can be installed on the construction in the harbor. We are bringing the whole construction, including the turbine, to the site. The installation on the site needs 1 or 2 days. That's amazing, because we have a very low dependence from weather conditions. Our aim is to install the first plant with a 2.3 megawatt turbine in the Baltic Sea. It will be a pilot plant, but not only a pilot plant. The difference to other pilot plants is that it will be the first floating foundation which will be a part of a commercial wind farm.
And now we focused on concrete elements, on steel reinforced concrete composite elements, which reduced both the weight of the whole structure as well the cost, and also the CO2 emission. And this is the background of this path of development.
Concrete is a lightweight structure and is also more economical. So we have economical advantages when we use concrete instead of steel for the buoyancy components and also for the vertical and horizontal pipe.
We started to cooperate with big insurance company, with Allianz, and we are bringing all the data on the table. We are discussing them with Allianz, and our aim is, and we have achieved it, that we will get an insurance for our technology. We have it, for instance, for our biogas process, and we have it already for our floating foundation too. That means in this early stage, the Allianz already explained that they will give an insurance for our floating foundation, and to have an insurance for this technology, that's the basis to get the bankability, and that's the most important you have to achieve when you will come into the market.